Technically, the transfer window is closed across Europe due to the new format of the Club World Cup, but Celtic are still constantly being linked to players. Today we will discuss a player Rodgers wants to sign who he has previously worked with. Not only that, but we will also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Casper Schmeichel has admitted he could make a return to his homeland before he hangs up his gloves. The Celtic goalkeeper made the switch to Glasgow last summer and has since had his contract extended until the end of next season. He's been a mainstay in Brendan Rodgers' first team throughout the season, only dropping out when he fractured his shoulder. Feni took up the starting spot when the Dane was sidelined, but dropped out for the veteran upon his return. The Finnish international has made it no secret that he, one day, wishes to be Celtic's number one. And that could come when Casper Schmeichel heads back to finish his playing career in Denmark. Speaking while on international duty, Schmeichel, who turns 39 this year, said, "I would never turn down the possibility of playing in Denmark one day. If the opportunity arose, I would always take it seriously and see if there were sporting advantages to it. I've always thought that football is so unpredictable that you always have to take any possibilities seriously. Every time I see a Danish team in Europe, they are always competitive. It's really rare that they get heavily beaten. For me, British football has suited me well. My mentality was built in British football as a young man, and that's where I've played the most," he concluded. Joining the pair at Lennox Town this summer will be Ross Doohan, who, like Kieran Tierney, will be returning to the club. Celtic have picked up the former Aberdeen keeper on a free after his contract in the North East expired. Scott Bain, who was Celtic's third choice, was released by the club and he signed with newly promoted side Falkirk, looking to help the Bairns in their first season in the top flight in over a decade. Now for the main story. Celtic have been credited with interest in Feni Diabate, the Malian international winger currently playing for Lausanne-Sport in Switzerland. The 29-year-old has just come off the back of an impressive campaign in the Swiss Super League, notching 8 goals and 9 assists. With his contract due to expire this month, Diabate is beginning to attract suitors across Europe. Among those reportedly tracking his situation are League One newcomers Paris FC, who are preparing to make a splash following their promotion. Celtic, meanwhile, are also said to be in the mix as Brendan Rodgers considers wide reinforcements for his squad this summer. Rodgers knows Diabate well from their time together at Leicester City. The winger arrived at the King Power Stadium in 2018 from Gazalec Ajaccio but struggled to break into the side. Rodgers previously praised his talent but noted the difficulty he faced in dislodging the likes of Harvey Barnes, Demarai Gray and Mark Albrighton during his stint at the Premier League club. Rodgers said this during his time at Leicester. "I'd seen a bit. I'd done my homework on him. It's one of those where he is a talent, but there are others ahead of him. You can only have so many," he concluded. In other news, when Kieran Tierney left Celtic Park in 2019, he did so with tears in his eyes and a promise to one day return. 6 years, 1 FA Cup and a wealth of top-level experience later, he's kept that promise. And now, aged 28 and entering the peak of his career, he's back on a 5-year deal and Celtic fans have every reason to be ecstatic. This isn't a nostalgia signing, this isn't a one last dance farewell tour. This is a serious footballer hardened by the rigours of English and Spanish football, returning to lead his boyhood club during his prime. In footballing terms, Tierney is coming home at the perfect time. Since leaving Celtic for Arsenal in a then-record £25 million move, Tierney has tested himself in the Premier League, Champions League and La Liga. While injury setbacks have blunted some momentum, the quality has never wavered. His time at Arsenal and Real Sociedad has only sharpened his game. He's now more mature and experienced. Tierney's return signals something Celtic fans have long craved: ambition. In recent years, the club's transfer policy has largely revolved around the potential: buy young, sell high. It's a transfer strategy with merit, but it's also come at a cost. Tierney changes that. He's not a project, he's not a stopgap, he's a statement. At 28, he's got 5 years of peak performance ahead of him, which is a rarity for a returning Celt. It's a statement of a signing. It's something that Brendan Rodgers can point to when talking to players, trying to get them over to Glasgow to sign with the club. A 28-year-old, by all means, world-class footballer playing at Parkhead is a great sell. It's an exciting signing for many reasons, but with the peak of his career to be spent with his boyhood club, Celtic fans have every right to get excited. In other news, Celtic have quietly rolled out an updated crest across their social media channels. The iconic four-leaf clover remains at the heart of the design, but it now features sleeker lines, cleaner edges, and a modernized finish. It's subtle enough that many won't bat an eyelid, yet stylish enough to catch those who have keen eyes. The new logo appears sharper and more contemporary. It echoes trends seen in corporate rebrands where simplicity meets sophistication, and everything is optimized for digital use. The design was first noticed when Tierney was announced, but it didn't really take center stage. Now, a little less than 24 hours after KT made his Celtic return official, it's been put front and center by Celtic. They've changed all of their social media profile photos to an image of the new badge. Naturally, fans have begun to speculate, is this the first step in a wider branding overhaul? If this is indeed the opening gambit of a refreshed visual identity, expect to see the refined crest feature on upcoming kits, advertising, and possibly even stadium signage in seasons to come. For now, though, there's nothing to suggest that this is going to be the case, and if it were to be, you'd expect an announcement from Celtic. Lastly, Ross Doohan has experienced the kind of international debut dreams are made of, and it all started with a phone call in the middle of the night while on a family holiday in Turkey. The 27-year-old, set to return to Celtic as the club's new third-choice goalkeeper, was enjoying some time off with his family when Scotland came calling. Just hours later, he was on a flight back to the UK to answer an emergency call-up ahead of the national side's summer friendly. Doohan was handed his first senior cap on Tuesday night against Liechtenstein, and he marked it with a clean sheet as Steve Clarke's men cruised to a 4-0 win. The Celtic-bound goalie revealed, "It's a great feeling after that, obviously. It was a whirlwind couple of days being on holiday with my family in Turkey when I got the call. It was Friday night UK time, but it was Saturday morning in Turkey. I got the first call, 1:20. I was in my bed, so the number came up. Mark Leslie made the call. As soon as I was asked about the call-up, I jumped at the chance. I got a flight straight away and met up with the squad. I left the family. Yes, it was me, my brother, my mum and dad, my sister and her boyfriend. As soon as I got the call, I phoned my dad. Then my mum and dad came down to reception when I was leaving in the morning. My sister and her boyfriend woke up the next day and I wasn't there. My mum and dad had to tell them I was on a flight home. So it was quite surreal, but it was worth it. I texted my dad and spoke to my family after it. They were flying back from Turkey after the Liechtenstein game," he concluded. It's been a chaotic few days, but for Doohan, who now has one Scotland cap and one clean sheet to his name, it was all worth it. He'll soon be back with Celtic at the club he rose through the ranks with. Casper Schmeichel and Feni are firmly ahead of him in the pecking order, but he showed at Aberdeen last season that he can step in and perform when need be. Scott Bain, who previously occupied the spot, has completed a move to Falkirk, joining the newly promoted side. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribed to the channel for more Celtic content.